Limericks. First up tonight, I would like to welcome my very good friend, Shelly Herman.
Well, first, thanks to whoever typed the program, they sent me via Denmark, because it says for someone who hated writing and essays, she ended up spending the second half of her life writing magazine articles. That's me.
You have a low voice.
Now, many of you who have studied limericks, well, before I start this, I might say that it's really appropriate. I noticed on the way over here it was a full moon. But many of you who have studied limericks at any length realize that there is only one piece of music that a limerick will fit into. Just one little catchy tune. So I'm going to start out with a limerick that brings that to mind. In Spain, they dance con sombrero. Argentinians dance el bolero. In France, as you know, they dance au chapeau. But the Mexicans dance in their hat. And that's all limericks have to fit that rhyme pattern to be a limerick. But several years ago, I found some limericks, and I found some more limericks, and I sort of gathered them together and brought them together and turned them into a whole story. Just a minute, Jan.
Thank you. He's a sound guy. He knows he's a sound guru, so we'll give it that feedback. Even by the right. Great.
No sound man ever goes anywhere.
That's why you brought him in.
I think that'll be a little better.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, I am talking about a set of limericks that I learned quite a few years ago, and I just kept adding on to them, and finally turned them into a story. A story about my hero, a young man named Carter. A really magnificent farter. On the strength of one beam, he played God Save the Queen and Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata. No one could play classics finer, as he showed me one day in a diner. I had a bagel with lox while he played from his hocks Chopin's Etude in C minor. He played a gavotte when he started, and two to fine serenata. He could play on his anus the Coriolanus, not a task for one who's faint-hearted. He was great in the Christmas cantata. He could handle both fugue and toccata. He played with such class Bach's B minor Mass, and in counterpoint, La Traviata. His fame was from border to border. The Queen, she gave him an order. His star shone so bright, she made him a knight. His talent totally floored her. His repertoire ranged from classics to jazz. He achieved new effects with bubbles of gas. With a good dose of salts, he could whistle a waltz or swing it in razzmatazz. His basso profundo, with timbre so rare, he rendered quite often with power to spare. But his great work of art, his fortissimo fart, he saved for the Marche Militaire. One day he was dared to perform the Wigham Tell Overture storm, but naught could dishearten or slow down his farting, for he was in such wonderful form. It went off in capital style, and he played it through with a smile. Then, feeling quite jolly, he tried the finale, standing both full face and profile. He closed with God Save the Queen, for he was a Royal Marine. With his head held aloft, he suddenly coughed, and his breeches weren't fit to be seen. poor fellow died, such was the blow to his pride. On his headstone they wrote, and here I quote, Sir Carter the Farter, a martyr.
Oh, here you go. We'll do a couple of...
Okay.
You can see?
Shelly Herman, everyone. Woo!